Welcome back to ABA Generalized. Today we have a very special guest on with us. We have Jonathan joining us with his mom Tamara. Jonathan has chose to be off camera, so his mom Tamara will be on camera and also assisting him with answering some questions. Jonathan is a very smart, happy, and also very sarcastic 13-year-old boy. He has now graduated from ABA services, so he will answer some questions to talk about his ABA journey. Hopefully you guys will all enjoy his sense of humor the way that we did. This was probably the most fun interview for me and for the team. So here we go. For those of you watching on YouTube, yes, the intro and outro of this video was recorded on a separate day, actually 2 separate days, as you will find out. We just wanted Jonathan to get started and be very comfortable with answering the questions. So we went a little off of our normal path, so just a heads up.
You know me.
She was your
babysitter?
Yeah, she was your babysitter, turned homeschool teacher,
and the best Uno player ever. Okay, how do you know?
Okay, that's not true.
Oh,
why is it not true? Please elaborate.
I remember very vividly beating you, both you and Trevor, very easily, almost every time.
Oh.
Oh.
All right, we're gonna have to come back to that because I don't know if I agree.
I remember coming in the door and I'd be taking my shoes off and stuff and hearing Miss G go
screaming.
Single game. She tried so hard.
And it was, I feel like, Jonathan, I feel like a lot of the time you dipped out so that me and Trevor could yell at each other.
Yeah. It's great.
All right, do you know what group you met Miss Anne and Miss Erica?
What was that again?
The question?
What group did you meet me and Miss Erica in?
You expected me to memorize that?
What do we call it? Remember we go on Saturday?
What do you call it?
You remember what it was called?
No, I don't.
Boys.
You don't remember Boys Club?
I know.
Yes, he blocked that one out.
Blocked it out.
It's like it was horrible.
Disassociation.
Could you believe Miss Erica would try and make me dance, and then when I would tap my foot, and then she would.
I remember that. I remember that.
Still my best friend.
Yeah.
Not leaving that corner behind.
You stayed in the corner all the time.
The corner was your best friend.
You had how many peers in that group, and the corner was your best friend?
I know. We met a couple of different kids from that group, which was fun.
That was a fun group. That was my favorite group to work in.
It was a good one.
I'm going back there. I'm cutting that wall off, and I'm taking it with me.
Take the corner with you.
That is
my
wall.
support and comfort.
Wow. I know they redid that whole entire upstairs, so I don't know.
What? No, my wall.
The corner might be gone.
My corner.
All right, Jonathan, tell us a little bit about yourself. So what are some of your favorite games you like to play right now and things you like to do in your free time?
Not answering.
You're not going to answer? You're not going to tell them that Minecraft is your life?
Or sleep. You said you wanted to sleep.
Sleep.
Sleep. I like sleep too.
Sleep equals life.
Yeah. Sleep is life.
Sleep is life. It really is. It's what we all work for. right? It's like,
Yes.
let me get through this day so I can go to sleep.
Yep.
My favorite thing. 6:30 last night. Bed.
Oh, wow. Oof. Sleep. Yeah, but you're a big Minecrafter.
No,
He spends a lot. It's amazing how diligent he was with it. Like, it was very appealing to him when he was younger, but also very frustrating because he's like, what am I supposed to be doing? How am I supposed to be doing it?
I remember we used to read like the Minecraft books to try and find or figure out how to do certain things.
Yeah.
I don't understand Minecraft.
That's right.
Still don't. But
And
I remember reading them, trying to figure it out.
He's got all the books. He's read all the books, and then he moved to YouTube. And so he would watch the videos and like study and learn and then try and error and study. And he's figured it out. Now he can code in there and he can do whatever he wants. You can use commands.
that's-
Yeah, same
I
thing.
mean, it's not really code. It's
Well, he's not building mods, but he's using command in the rather than just point and click. They understand what I mean. Don't worry.
no, they don't.
God, generation Alpha killing me.
We don't. It's okay. We don't understand. It's all good.
Do you still enjoy Uno?
Yes.
Mhm.
Do you still enjoy trying to beat everyone at everything?
Yes.
Very competitive.
Very competitive. Yeah.
And Jonathan, how old are you now?
13.
You're 13. That's right. We did talk about that.
Yeah. Are you ready to move on to the next question?
No.
Do you
Come on,
want
Ann.
to talk about more of your favorite things?
Wait, hold on. Do you still like, okay, I remember when I was subbing, I think I subbed twice for the home, right? I think
You were
Okay,
there a
two
couple
winters.
times. There was like a week that you came. Remember, you came real early in the morning. That was like your first week with us at the house.
Oh, and Jonathan does not like mornings.
No. No.
I'm guessing that hasn't changed
still
considering
doesn't.
how much we like to sleep.
He still doesn't. It is so hard to get him to wake up. And like, I've just given up on the idea of waking up kindly. Like, it's just not going to happen.
What?
So I'm like, as long as you're vertical, that's all I care about.
Okay.
Yes.
Well,
Never am I going to get oh,
so
good morning, Mom. That's never going to happen.
no, because you're not useful in the morning.
Wait,
Let
waking
me
you up.
sleep.
I was just thinking of I would go to wake up Jonathan, but Squeaks would stop me because I wouldn't be allowed to go past Squeaks without her trying to attack me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
She's a keeper. I
She
do remember.
she protected Jonathan from waking up a lot of mornings because I couldn't get into his room without.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm having flashbacks to that too when I was subbing because Squeaks would be like just in that room and
So you couldn't do it. You had to
No.
stay away. She
and
was
I also
the protector.
just was learning Jonathan, so I had no idea what was going on. Like
Mhm.
it's like, oh, there's a cat that doesn't want anything to do with me.
I was going to ask if we could back up and describe who Squeaks was.
It was a cat that really disliked anybody but the family.
Yeah.
So when I would homeschool and I would try and come upstairs, sometimes she was sitting at the top of the stairs and I literally was trapped in the basement because you couldn't go past her.
Mhm.
She was you're staying down there.
Yeah. She trapped a grown man in the bathroom once. We had a guest over, and the guest went to use the restroom, and the cat was in the bathroom, and he didn't know. And he closed the door, and then he turned around, and she was by the door, and he could not get out of the bathroom.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Mhm.
Like
I don't know if Squeaks just didn't like anybody but the family. She just
Mhm.
didn't like people in
in
general.
general, yeah.
okay, that's fair.
I mean-
Yeah.
That makes sense because Jonathan, you're half cat, right?
Grumpy Cat.
Mm.
This is his nickname, Grumpy Cat.
So I was gonna ask you, Jonathan, do you still like to draw Pokemon? Because I remember that being a really high reinforcer. We used to do that a lot.
Mhm.
I mean, not currently.
No?
No,
You used to criticize my drawings because I would draw it at the same time as you, and you would laugh at how terrible my drawing was.
Mm. Mm.
Does that sound familiar?
Yeah, he's laughing. He remembers. He remembers.
Of course he does. And the paper airplanes, We used to make different ones and throw them in the basement with Chip.
Yep.
Yep. Anne, you want to ask your next question?
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
updated.
So, Jonathan, what was your favorite part about ABA, if you had a favorite part?
You don't know?
Was there anything that you learned that is useful now, or games you like to play?
Anything useful now? Absolutely not.
Really? Nothing
No.
useful?
It was just torture. Don't hire them. They're
Oh my
terrible.
God.
They're terrible. They torture your children.
They torture your children. Unbelievable. There are circles who would agree with you, but I am strongly disagree.
Jonathan,
Your voice is important, Jonathan.
Yeah.
This is
What are
very
you
helpful.
talking about?
You have
Okay.
fun.
So if you say that we tortured you, then I want to know your least favorite part of ABA.
Yeah.
Can you stop clicking your pen for a second?
ABA. The entire thing.
The
is
entire
horrible.
thing. But it was fun to like be able to play Uno. It was
Okay,
good
that
to
was
have people who
hilarious.
could like explain stuff when you had questions about
What?
things.
No, that was horrible. They always gave me the wrong answers.
They always gave you the wrong answers. What about all the candy you got to eat when you would do things? Remember when we would sit
That's
and we
just
would do
because I
cards
didn't
at the
trust
table?
Wait, didn't we earn like Jonathan cash or like
Yes,
Jonathan
J-Bucks.
money? Yeah. That
Remember
wasn't fun.
Yes.
Yeah. And you would get to earn like time off and free time.
Wouldn't you? Yeah, you would earn like
Off,
screen
even though
time.
I had like 100 and the cost was 50. I couldn't get 2 days off in a row
No,
because you wouldn't allow me,
know.
even though the cost is $50.
I know life is so unfair.
You're unfair. Life
Yes.
isn't.
Mhm.
I mean, it's kind of, but still, you're not.
We're hard to be alive.
Oh, Jonathan.
Throwing paper balls at me.
All right. So, Jonathan, did you like your boys group? First question. Did you like going to boys group?
No.
Okay. So then I guess my second part of the question is, so if you didn't like it, did you like being in person or virtual better?
I mean, probably virtual.
Yeah. You got to like
That's
lay in your
fair.
bed. Yeah. And it was like afternoon, evening sometimes. I think, right? Because we stopped doing Saturdays for a while. We started doing.
That's right. After school.
I think when I was the BCBI for the social skills group, we were doing it after, right? Was I doing?
Yeah, I think it
We
was.
didn't. No, we didn't do it during the week. We did we had the younger ones, Erica.
Okay, maybe when I was in
Okay.
RBT, I was helping out still.
Yeah, we would sub. Like I would sub sometimes during the week in his group. But yeah,
Yeah.
So Jonathan, did you like the games that we would do on virtual? How like I forget what it was called that you had.
Jackbox ones.
Yeah, that you could put in the code.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you would have to like guess who was the alien or something.
Oh,
Yes. I still have that game.
Yeah.
I still have it on my computer.
Look at that. It was something to do.
You liked virtual better than going to the center and doing.
But your favorite wall was there. Didn't we just discuss that?
I know.
But
you were willing to give up the wall to be virtual?
I mean, I can always come back and get the wall when after I'm not being tortured constantly, so nobody will remember me. And I can just take the wall and nobody will ask why a kid is cutting a piece of wall off.
Yeah, no one will ask. No one will bat an eyelash.
Yeah. Can
Nothing
we
will be-
define what you thought the torture was?
Mm-hmm.
What was torture for you?
Working.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
not
Yeah.
sleeping, right?
Yeah.
Not anything, not sleeping.
Yeah.
Or Minecraft or Uno?
Yeah.
Talking to people.
Yes. leaving
Yeah.
the house.
Yeah.
But hey, you did enjoy the games that we played in person because I think we played Exploding Kittens 1 or 2 times and you loved that.
yeah.
One or two
Oh gosh.
times out of the 500 times I've gone there. 1 or 2 times.
But at home, which means like at home. You guys played Exploding Kittens a lot, and you and Chip played Monopoly a lot. Also, Pokemon. So Chip was incredible. He made like an ABA version of Pokemon.
Oh, I think I remember this because I was still working with him, or I think I was about to work with him or something along those lines. Yeah.
Yep. And he like embedded the principles of like social skills and
Look at him go.
I know. And I was like, I wish it wasn't trademarked because you would make an absolute fortune off of this, I know. Very, very clever. That was really cool.
I was not that cool. We just played Pokemon Go. That's how we got Jonathan to the park. We're
Yeah,
going to play
exactly.
Pokemon Go and we're gonna walk around.
I feel like even the walk to the library, which was like a block, was
No, it was next door.
yeah, it was like pulling teeth still. It felt like a block.
Yes.
Oh, you lived right close to my childhood home then. Because
really?
I lived on Star.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So we live right next to the library. It was Main
Yeah.
Street, 2nd Avenue. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't realize it was that close. I didn't live there when I worked there, but that's where I grew up.
Oh wow.
Hmm.
Yeah. It's a cool place to be. Lots of fun.
Yeah.
You used to like to go to the library or the park. It's just the getting there. It's the transition, right?
All about the transition.
Mhm.
It was like
That's
he was
why
there-
we use Pokemon Go.
But like once he was there, he was happy and he was fine.
Yep.
Because I think the one time we went to the library, I remember being hot. And so it was definitely like a summer thing where I was subbing, but he ended up picking out, I think, a space book.
Mhm.
I believe it was about
Probably.
space.
Yeah.
And like loved everything about it. It was great.
Yep.
But like the getting there, he was just like, I don't want to go. This is horrible.
Right. Right, exactly. Shoes, are you kidding me?
Why are you having me put those on?
Yeah.
Shoes and jackets.
Mhm.
Jonathan, do you wear jackets?
I mean, yeah.
Yes, now he doesn't want to take it off. We have found a jacket that he loves. And he's
Woohoo!
putting that jacket on and the hood up, and he doesn't want to take it off.
Well, I think that's the age too. Because I'm in middle schools here, and everyone's bundled up. Don't look at
Yeah, the hoods are big now. Yeah.
me. Yeah.
Yeah. That's been an interesting conversation with school about like accommodations and hoods and coming to understand like this is a sensory issue,
Mm.
you know?
They're much more lenient now. Like
Mhm,
there are some classrooms I go in, and they're like hats off, hoods down.
mhm.
But overall, like everyone has a hood or a hat on.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Yeah.
That's where you pick your battles.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And it's also an interesting, like I love the phrase, I think it's from I can't remember his first name, Ross Green. Like kids do well when they can, right? So like if a kid is really throwing a fit about taking their hood down, like what's going on there? They need something that this hood is serving for them. What is it? And that's been very helpful for us to kind of recognize. And then that helps me, like as a mom, then when we're getting dressed and I'm like, okay, I know we're going to the store. Hey, let's put a hoodie on. Right? Like
Yeah.
built-in
That's
strategy right there going with us.
Look
Yeah.
at you, still using your strategies.
I'm telling you, you guys trained me well.
Even though it was torture for Jonathan.
Oh, yeah. Torture for Jonathan. Mm-hmm.
So, Jonathan, we have 2 more questions and then you may be free. Sound good?
Okay, what are they?
All right. The first one is, so now you're graduated from ABA, you're done with it. So how do you feel about that? Like, do you feel accomplished? Do you feel proud of yourself?
I feel relieved not to be tortured anymore.
Do you ever feel proud of yourself?
No.
No, you don't. Even though if you
Not
think about,
unless it's something about sleep or Minecraft, no.
so what about when I take you over to school and I drop you off and I pull the car up and we stop the car and you get out of the car and you say goodbye to me and then you walk into the building. Remember how
That's
hard
a big step, dude. That is huge.
Right? Remember how hard it was? Do you
I
remember?
remember you driving off without me.
Yeah, and how that
Savvy
feel?
Being
But do you remember how that felt inside and how uncomfortable that was? And it doesn't feel that way anymore because you put the work in and stuck with it. I think you should be proud of yourself. I'm proud of you. I know they're proud of you.
I honestly, when I heard that you were done with ABA and you had graduated, I was so happy. I was like, I bet Jonathan is throwing a party because I knew that you didn't like it and I knew that it wasn't your favorite thing. But as your mom just said, you put in the work and you did it and now you're done with it and
That's
you don't have to do it anymore.
Right. Sometimes there are adults who say to me like, "Oh my God, you're doing so much work. You're doing so much for him. It's so amazing." And I'm like, I'm not doing half of what my kid is doing. He's the boots on the ground in this job. He's the one who's actually committing and doing the stuff, even though he doesn't want to do it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Many adults don't do what they don't want to do.
Mhm.
And like, here he is.
Absolutely.
Right? And it's
Yeah.
so hard and he's sticking with it. Yeah, he's a pretty awesome guy.
Yeah, no, you've definitely come a long way, Jonathan. So I would definitely take graduating ABA as an accomplishment and, you know, be very proud of yourself for even being able to graduate, because there's a lot of kids right now that we work with that are not at that point yet. And I would love to get them to the point that you are at, you know? Okay, so last question.
I think we all know the answer to this question. I'm just going to preface that, but we're going to ask anyway.
We're just going to ask it. I think we should also ask an additional follow-up question after this, but would you recommend ABA to others, Jonathan?
no.
We knew that was the answer.
Yeah.
But there was a friend at school and you were like, you know, they've said that they don't have autism, but they kind of do a lot of the same things. Do you remember that conversation about a person?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so interesting. He was like, wait a minute, you don't have autism, but this is hard for you and that's challenging for you and this is there and that's there. Do you think that friend, who we're not going to name because we're recording, would have benefited from having someone like Miss G or Erica or Ann or Chip or Trevor or someone to like help them kind of talk things through and find different strategies and get a little motivation to like do it anyway, even though they didn't want to?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, but you saw it. You saw it right away. You knew. Mm-hmm.
But dude, do you understand that just even being able to recognize, you know, some of your peers also have challenges that you have already overcome is a huge step, because the fact that you've already done it, you know that you can handle some of that stuff and you know that your peers can't, and that's big. That's a pretty big step.
Yeah. I think so.
All right, the torture is almost over.
We have a bonus question.
Bonus.
Do you have any questions for us?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you putting children through this torture?
Because it's not torture and it helps them grow and learn and understand their feelings and how to express them and to stay in school and get good grades and be able to be a great adult that is independent and does not need mom.
That's right.
And learn things like, independent things like brushing your teeth and getting dressed and cooking.
Exactly.
All right, Jonathan, would you like to be free?
Yes, goodbye.
Bye, buddy. Thank you.
Bye, Jonathan.
We want to thank Jonathan for coming on this episode of ABA Generalized. I know it wasn't easy for him. I think he enjoyed it in the end, but something that he was not really looking forward to. So we appreciate his time in coming on. Please stay tuned for a part 2 of this episode where we are going to interview his mom, Tamara, and talk to her about her side of the journey. It's a little bit of a tearjerker at the end. Just a little spoiler alert. But if you would like to be interviewed or on our podcast, please feel free to email us at aba.generalized.podcast@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Instagram at aba_generalizedthepod. We will do updates about if we're recording, what's going on, all that good stuff. If you're watching us on YouTube, it's ABA Generalized. And then remember to rate, review, and subscribe.
ABA Generalized, the podcast, is not providing professional advice. Please seek a professional in your area for specific advice and support.